Good morning, Happy New Year. I was going to give my testimony last week. It got canceled, and so I have had an extra week to prepare, so planning to be twice as long. I laugh at the rave of New Year's goals. I think we all get something at New Year's to try to improve on over the next year. And then, of course, we all joke about how they last 3 days or 4 days or 5 days in now. And we all have our stories of those different things. And Pastor Dameron likes talking about cliches. And I saw one about a month ago that grabbed my attention, and it said, "Old keys won't open new doors." I'm a slow thinker. I'm not quick to jump to a lot of conclusions. And it's just been rattling around in my head. And another way of putting it is old ways will not find new paths. And I finally was able to get to the bottom of it. And Jeremiah 6:16 says, "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein." And so here we have the 21st century hip way to say it. You know, your old keys won't work. That's not in the Bible. That's not how the Bible talks about it. Now, I'm not against new things. I'm not against new technologies that come out. I am very careful to be slow to adapt to things. But new doors aren't always bad. But before we just go through every new door that we see, we need to see what God's plan is for our life, for my life. Some things have in my life recently that I've seen this is, first we need to look to God in everything we do. And yes, we need to improve ourselves, and I think we all would say that we want to do that, but without God, we're not going to get far in that journey. So what can we look to? The Bible. Our pastor has made a big deal about getting the devotional book, the calendar book this year, and following along with the reading plan. That's a challenge to me, and something I'm looking forward to actually doing. And then something else that I've noticed about the Bible and talking with people, I rub shoulders with a lot of people. I rub shoulders with our high school kids a lot because I teach all of them in some class in the academy. I rub shoulders with a lot of people in Porter County, being the bus captain for the local area. And I meet a lot of people, and recently I was told, well, I don't need to go to church because I've got this. And the man brought out his very aged, well-read Bible, and I said that's great, but the Bible also tells us we need to be in church and hearing from a local church what God has for us. And that brings me to my final thought of what I have been able to glean out of coming to church. We get fellowship, we get to be around fellow believers that point things out in my kids, in my life. A man last night came to me. He was a bit joking. Hey, rattled off. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. And that's a challenge. You don't get that if you don't go to church. What do you get? You're in the world. We get what the world thinks, but it's not about what the world thinks, because the world thinks you shouldn't look at the old ways. We get preaching from God's word, and we have a strong preacher, and he doesn't hold anything back, and I'm thankful for that. We get accountability. We get other people who will see us maybe making a dumb decision, and they'll say something, and they'll help us. One man in our church has recently been a big challenge to me with his soul-winning habits, and he lacks no holding back when it comes to inviting somebody to church and giving out a tract. And that's a challenge to me, something I get here at this church. So New Year's goals are great, but let's get in the Bible this year, and that's something I'm looking forward to.